Perfect.
Yo, what's up everybody? It's mtCrono. How's everybody doing? We're back with another Comic Pull Sunday, so let's get into that. Hello. For the YouTubes, so let's do that quick. I'm gonna send out a few tweets, or see if anybody catches those and comes in, but yeah, we're gonna be talking comics for like the first 20 minutes of the stream. Maybe more if I get through them. There's quite a bit since I haven't done one of these since early February. So there's been quite a bit of comics that have come out and I've collected. So we're going to be talking that and then moving on to Monster Hunter Wilds and then hopefully getting through the rest of the story for Monster Hunter Wilds. So we'll see how much we got left. Let me double check a couple of things here, make sure everything's good to go, and then we'll do the 3, 2, 1 for the YouTubes, and hopefully we can edit it. Yeah, I'm stuck at editing, so I don't know if I'm gonna edit these and pull them out of my other VODs and stuff and put them in digestible format on YouTube, but hopefully I can at some point. I need to stop touching my nose. Got allergies. Allergy season, man, it sucks. Alright. Yeah. I want to make sure that the volume isn't overpowering my mic. So, alright. Let's get into it. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Hey YouTube, how you doing? mtCrono here. We're doing a Comic Pull Sunday. We're going to be talking comics for the next few minutes or so. I say a few minutes, but next 20 or so. So this week, let's move over to the actual handy dandy website. Hey, alright, it worked. Alright, so I found this website because I recently got back into comics. It's called leagueofcomicgeeks.com. It's basically a database of comics. I'm sure other people use it. If you haven't started using it, just, you know, go and peruse. You don't have to. You can sign up, but you don't have to sign up for anything because it's free. But if you want to start cataloging your comics and then keeping up on current comics and what weeks current comics are supposed to come out, they do have, you know, website managers in the background. They're updating it constantly with new covers, with, you know, new dates and stuff, in case like some comics have been delayed, like they updated that Absolute Superman and Absolute Batman were delayed this last couple weeks, so they updated that, make sure everybody knew the correct date for those. But this is my collection so far. This is what I've collected, started collecting, so we can jump into what I've collected and talk what's coming up and what's coming in this week. Right now, let's switch back to full cam for a second. Right now we can talk Street Fighter. Street Fighter Prime. This is a one-off with the new current stories and stuff leading into other Street Fighter Masters one-shots as well this year. they've done this in the past, and I'll go to the website and show you all that. So this was Street Fighter Prime. It came out, I think, yeah, released in January. So I picked this up in the last couple weeks at a different local comic book store that I was used to, and I love Street Fighter. I grew up Street Fighter, playing the games and stuff. I need to get into Street Fighter 6 and play that more. But this is the Street Fighter 6 characters, and then it takes you through this one shot takes you through the next 4 characters that are doing one shots on this year. So one of those characters is not in the current list of characters for Street Fighter 6. So right now, in this comic, it showcases Zangief, who's getting a one shot this year. Lily, who's getting, I think Lily got one last year. Sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. Guile, of course. Guile's getting this next one, which that one shot's coming up in the next couple weeks, actually being released. Let me double check. I think there's 2 more, because I don't think there's 2 characters that are coming in the comics that are not in the current list of current list of roster of characters. So Elena is one of them who's coming. Elena number 1 later this year. This is Giles. Giles is coming out March 26th, so next couple weeks. But in the one shot, not to spoil anything, but at the end, this current storyline is actually continuing in Guile number 1, Elena number 1, Zangief number 1, and Karen number 1. Karen is a legacy character from older Street Fighter games, and so is Elena. Elena came out in New Generations, I think, back in 1998, 99, I think, for the arcade. And I think she's been in some other mainstream Street Fighter games as well. So it's same with Karen. I don't remember when Karen came out originally, but this is the some of the Masters, Street Fighter Masters comics they've done in the past, like 2003, 2023, 2022, Chun-Li, Cammy. 2024 they did Akuma versus Ryu, and they've done some similar one-shots. Last year was Lily. Kimberly was also one of the spotlight characters because Street Fighter 6 came out. So yeah, looks like they're just continuing with the one-shot Masters comics. I want to say they're one-shots because I've only seen that most of them only have 1 issue, so correct me if I'm wrong. If they aren't just one-shots, let me know. But I think they are. But yeah, I love Street Fighter. The lore behind Street Fighter is amazing. All the characters are pretty unique and amazing as well. So the as my playlist kicks in again with some more Street Fighter music. So yeah, this is coming up. I want to showcase Guile, because Guile is coming up within the next week or so, March 26th. So yeah, pretty cool comics. Some of the same OG stuff, like cover artist Ordonez. He's done a lot of Street Fighter comics for Udon, and it's put out by Udon Entertainment. And Udon's put out Street Fighter comics since 2004. I want to say that was the last time, because I actually just got into collecting an old comic around that time that came out from like 2002 to 2004. It was like a 12-issue run. And then like Image Comics had it at first, I think, for like the first 4 or 5 or 6 issues, and then Udon took over, and Udon's taken over Street Fighter comics ever since, and they've done a lot of the Capcom properties. Like right now, I think they're doing Mega Man as well. Like Mega Man is getting one-shots. If you're a fan of Mega Man, they're doing comics as well for Mega Man across like 4 or 5 different games. Timelines is what they call it. So it's Mega Man Timelines. Yeah, so pretty cool stuff as well coming from Udon. All different eras of Mega Man coming out too in comic form. So if you're a Mega Man fan, Capcom fan, these are cool to pick up too. Yeah, just ask your local comic book store. If you, because a lot of times local comic book stores, if you're not actively asking them to pick something up, since it's like one-shots or a lesser-known, I say lesser-known, but not one of the big 3, Marvel, DC, Image, comic distributors and creators, then Udon may not be on the radar with a lot of it, and a lot of independent comics as well. So you just ask them, and they may be able to get it for you. So and they'll specialty order it for you when it comes out. So yeah, always hit up your local comic book store to see, or even online. I mean, there's subscription services for a lot of it. Udon has the same thing. You can order it directly from Udon if you want, from their website. But a lot of it costs a lot too to get it shipped directly to you. So your local comic book store can pay for the shipping and stuff, because they go through a distributor and they get a bulk batch of comics that they pay for shipping, to have that shipped to them every week. So then all you need to do is just pay the sticker price. So yeah, saves you money if you don't want to order it directly. So yeah, can't wait for these. I love the characters of Street Fighter. They've always been amazing. So yeah, we'll hop into that. I hope they do more, of course. Really interesting storyline in Street Fighter 6 so far. So I'm thinking Elena and Karen might be coming to the game at some point in further seasons down the road. Right now they're in season 1, which gave us Akuma, Bison, Terry, and Mai. And then I haven't kept up with if season 2s if they've even announced season 2 yet, but these have all been released so far. So yeah, super cool. I guess Ed and A.K.I came in as season 1 as well. A.K.I was right after release of Street Fighter 6, and then Ed as well. But yeah, this was the first, I think, big release. Spring season is what they called it. So I don't know who's coming in the summer. It might be Elena, might be Karen. So we'll see. Next up, we could talk about a few other things that I have been reading. Yeah, Iron Man. So Iron Man, Marvel has gone to this I say they've done this in the past, but doing issues again with the renumbering. So Iron Man previously was like it's in the legacy number of 600, so this one's 676. I think it started with 670, but they went back to number 1. So this is number 6 that came out this past week. I haven't read from number 1 up to now. I've read all of the issue number 1, but haven't read this current storyline yet, but I've heard it's really good. Yeah, the number 1 issue was amazing. Like, Iron Man gets tore up. It's crazy. He loses all of his suits. He has to build his own suit again. It's kind of cool. Taking it back to him being an engineer again, and losing all of his suits, and possibly I don't know, he might lose his company as well, because he just got it back in the latest comic run. So yeah, pretty cool. And it's also if you see at the top there, I don't know if you can zoom in on that, or if you can even read it, but it's One World Under Doom. So there's a big sweeping storyline through Marvel Comics right now, One World Under Doom. Yeah, we can click on that. You can see at the top there. It goes through, the story goes through a lot of different arcs, or say the same arc over a lot of different books. Dr. Doom is now the Sorcerer Supreme, and he's trying to take over the world and conquer the world. Dr. Stephen Strange has given up his mantle as Sorcerer Supreme, and he gave it to Dr. Doom. I haven't read all of that because that's some backstory I haven't been currently into, but I need to read it to catch up on it, to understand what's going on with some of the stuff that's happening with Dr. Doom. Which might, I know they're doing Secret Wars and stuff like that, and then Doomsday for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They may lead into some of the current story, maybe old stories of Dr. Doom. So we'll see that when that happens. But yeah, so far Iron Man, the issue number 1, which was Legacy issue number 670, was really good. Yeah, so that leads into Doctor Strange of Asgard. So I think I have it pulled up here. I don't know why I keep clicking on. There we go. We looked at Iron Man. So yeah, Doctor Strange of Asgard. So in this current run, this came out last month. I say last month, but yeah, March 5th. So this month, Doctor Strange is in Asgard, chilling. This is also part of the One World Under Doom, because he's given up the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme and has gone off to Asgard to reclaim part of his title as Sorcerer Supreme. So Earth was one of the he was a bastion of Earth, like protecting Earth, and a steward of Earth because he was protecting from all kind of different things, supernatural and magical and stuff like that. So now he's gone to ask Thor if Asgard needs a Sorcerer Supreme, because there's a lot of different things out there that could be invading Asgard now, and since Doctor Doom is the new Sorcerer Supreme, could be affecting Asgard as well. So Thor's basically, in this current timeline, he's the king of Asgard now. He's the Allfather. So yeah, really cool. This first issue is really cool, and it's got a pretty cool like hook at the end, cliffhanger, which is also part of this storyline, I believe. Yeah, threads it together very nicely. So yeah, can't wait to read the next one. We can see, let's go to my pulls here. I think I was on my pull list. So we talked about that. We talked about Street Fighter. Cable's coming up. Alright. Yeah, let's go to my pull list. So this past week, yep, we'll talk about Superman. This week we'll talk about that. I think I want to say the next one. Yeah, so the next one for Doctor Strange #2 comes out on April 9th. So it's really cool so far. And you can jump in now, because I think most of your local comic book stores should have #1 still, since it came out this month, 11 days ago. They shouldn't be sold out unless they have minimal copies for everybody. So let me... Oop, I just closed everything. Hang on. There we go. That's fine. Just checking my... Yeah. Some of my playlists has extended plays on them, so been trying to keep everything to where it's like 3 minutes or below, or 4 minutes and below, so we can keep the music moving instead of having to listen to the entire soundtrack. Pardon me. Yeah, let's go with this one. Nope, not that one. Don't know why I did that. Let me sort the music out here. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Alrighty. Okay, so... yeah, this is my current week pull list, but let's go back to my comics. Yeah, so we talked about Iron Man, Doctor Strange. This is the current run of Marvel Comics. Cable, Love and Thunder, or Love and Thunder. Love and Thunder was the Thor movie, but Love and Chrome. I think they probably kind of took that from Love and Thunder, but yeah, we can talk about this one. This is a brand new storyline for Cable. This isn't a legacy issue. This is a brand new story that you can jump into. Doesn't have any of the legacy numbers in it or anything like that, because new writers, new artists and stuff like that are working on it. Yeah, fantastic comic so far. I read the first 2 issues so far. Issue #3 comes out this week. So yeah, comic book stores should have 1 and 2 still, because it's fairly new, and I'm not sure if it's sold out yet, but there's a pretty good storyline with Cable, and if you guys know Cable, he's a badass. I'm sure some of you have been exposed to him in the Deadpool movies, played by oh my god, I just brain farted. Dude, I hate when I brain fart and I can't remember actors' names. I'm so good with actors' names that I just flip out every time I think of one. Or on the spot have to think of one. Josh Brolin, there we go. Old Josh Brolin, fucking Brand from The Goonies. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you watched the Deadpool movie, you've been exposed to a portion of who Cable is. He's the child of Scott Summers, and then we thought it was, then in the story arc of the I think it was the 80s, yeah, 1980s comic, it was, and I mean, you guys have probably seen if you like X-Men comics, and you've probably seen X-Men 97, possibly the continuation of the Saturday morning cartoon from back in the day, you know who Cable's mother is. It is Battle Pryor, who is a clone of Jean Grey that Mr. Sinister cloned. So he's part of the Summers and Jean Grey heritage, and he's a telekinetic. So yeah, Cable's a really interesting character. He's kind of it's reminiscent of this. I would say this storyline so far is reminiscent of like Mad Max. Like Mad Max, very reminiscent of 80s cyberpunk movies like Blade Runner. Like, it is cool. A lot of the cool aspects of those movies and elements from those movies are mixed in with this. Plus, it's a love story. That's why it's Love and Chrome. So, not gonna give anything away if you guys want to read it, but this is what I'm pulling right now currently. And all of this, to let you guys, I should have said this up front, but all of this is my opinions on the books that are currently out. If you all have any current books that you are reading that you love storylines of, then by all means comment and leave messages, stuff for me to check out some of the books that you guys think are awesome right now. I'll read anything. Like I said, I've said in the past few episodes that I'm an open book. I'll read any kind of comic because I love comics. I'm a comic nerd at heart, and if you all have an interesting comic and stuff like that you guys want to pass along, absolutely, I'll read it. For sure. Yeah, so this one's really cool. Third issue comes out 3 days, so I'm stoked for this one, continuing the story. And you can see on the cover here, Cable's a bit messed up. Yeah, so he's definitely not having a good time so far in this series, but yeah, hopefully he gets it straightened out. It was kind of a cliffhanger in the last comic, last issue, so can't wait to see more of this one. We did Doctor Strange. Yeah, we did. That's for the Marvel and Street Fighter. So let's move on to the independent. So this one is really cool, and it's by one of my current. I say current, but like recently, I didn't know a lot of these writers because I hadn't been in comics for a very long time, and I kind of missed out on some of the writers that I hadn't thought of or hadn't read before. Like Scott Snyder is a big one who's written Batman forever. He's written few stories now for Batman, and that's the reason what pulled me back into comics was I heard that Scott Snyder was coming back to Batman. I was like, oh crap, I need to get back into this because he's one of my favorite writers and one of my favorite modern writers right now for comics. But Jason Aaron is one of my new favorites. Jason Aaron has been killing it with some of the stuff he's written, with a lot of the stuff he's written in the past. Everybody touts his Thor run was amazing. So right now, Jason Aaron is writing Absolute Superman. He's writing the new TMNT run, and he's writing his own independent comic that he has with Mahmoud Asrar. I hope I didn't butcher that name. I'm sorry to the artist. Mr. Asrar has drawn Conan, so if you're a fan of Conan, you might have seen his work in Conan, but it's kind of like if Conan met Game of Thrones in this comic. This comic is one of the most bizarre stories I've read in a long time. I guess it's kind of, and Jason he's writing the foreword in the comic as well. Kind of describes it as like his childhood kind of come to life in a fantasy setting because he grew up in the South, and talked about a lot of his childhood in the foreword, which was amazing. So please go and read that. Yeah, like he's legitimately brought a new world to life in this independent comic, and it's under Image, but it is technically, I would say, an independent comic because it's not any of the current superheroes or anything like that. Some things we're familiar with, but yeah, it's just, even the cover of #1 looks crazy, and you're like, what the F is going on? So he's built an entire world of, you want to say, if any of you got 80s and 90s kids grew up watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, this is literally Honey, I Shrunk the Kids on crack, because there's an entire world beneath our feet, basically, in this kid's backyard. and it just takes off from there. I'm not going to ruin anything about it, but it is very bizarre and interesting, and I can't wait to read more of this. So the number 2 comes out this week, actually. So the reprint of number 1, I saw it on the shelves at one of my local stores. So number 1, I think, is sold out for first printing, but second printing is on shelves again. So yeah, go and pick it up. It's fantastic. I can't say enough about Jason Aaron right now, because he's knocking it out of the park with a lot of the stuff he's writing. That moves us to TMNT. Let's do that. So yeah, Jason Aaron's writing the new TMNT, along with right now Juan Ferreira is doing as the artist. I think let me get my ducks in a row here. So Joel Jones did the first 3 issues or 4 issues. There was some different artists on the first few issues. Yeah, so I think, yeah, okay. So each artist took a turtle. Yep, that's right. So the first 4 issues of this run, it centers on one of the turtles, and then it all comes together in 5. And then it continues the story in 6, and then that's where Juan Ferreira has picked up in 6. Juan has knocked it out of the park. I can't say enough about Juan. He's a monster at detail, and I've written to him on X and stuff like that, commented on his stuff, because he keeps putting out panels and keeps putting out sketches and stuff, which is great. It's like a forward to or foreshadowing to like all the stuff that's coming up with the turtles. But yeah, he's knocking it out of the park. Juan's amazing at detail, as you can see. Like, this is the next issue in April. Yeah, so we're not getting, so number 7, yeah, came out in February, end of February, so I have it here. So fantastic story so far. I have not read 7 yet, so it is on my stockpile of comics to read, but I am up through 6. Brand new story, continuation of the last run, I think, that ended in issue, I think it was 150 issues, I want to say. The last and it started like in the mid 2010s, and just ended. I think that was the last current writer and artist and stuff for that storyline. Yeah, so it continues on with that, and before the turtles come back to just a little bit of a note. All the turtles are in separate places in these first 4 issues. A lot of stuff has happened, obviously, from the old run, but they're all in different places. So it continues on that story. They all come back together, of course. They also have a lot of, like, I say, trauma and like just a lot of stuff to work through as a group. But when they get back to New York, like, all of New York is against them. It's kind of crazy. Like, everybody's after them because the Foot has taken over New York. They've infiltrated the mayor's office, the DA, and they've also, it's kind of like the last Ronin, like literally the Foot is, without, like, they haven't built the walls yet, but it's leaning towards like the future of what happens in the series that Eastman and his group, or is it Mr. Eastman, the creators, envisioned for where the turtles were going, obviously in the last Ronin. So it's kind of reminiscent of that. It's kind of starting off like that, where like the turtles, the entirety of New York is after the turtles. As soon as they step back in Manhattan, in the boroughs, and all the cops are after them. The fire department's after them because they're infiltrated. Like, it's crazy. So it was super good story so far. So again, Jason Aaron's knocking it out of the park again on another book, and like, we'll get into the DC stuff that's coming out, but I want to do the Marvel stuff because the DC stuff is a highlight right now for me. Let's move on to Wolverine. Current run of Wolverine. This is it's to obviously continue on from the Krakoa era of X-Men. So Wolverine's out on his own again. He's like out in the wilderness just by himself when it starts. Running with a pack of wolves. He's kind of turned back into his animalistic ways as Wolverine. So he doesn't get snapped out of it until a certain thing happens, and his pack is killed by one of his old villains. So yeah, it kind of kicks off the the story from there. But this new storyline is something I've never read before, and I think it is something new from Saladin Ahmed. I'm not gonna butcher his name, but Martin doing a fantastic job. His art is fantastic in this, and he draws a lot of the characters, especially Wolverine and Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler's in it, and who's I like their friendship. Like I mean, I grew up with Wolverine and the early X-Men and stuff like that, so Nightcrawler, special place in my heart, because Nightcrawler was kind of like my guy going through when I was growing up in the X-Men, and Nightcrawler and Wolverine, two of my favorite X-Men, of course. So yeah, seeing them together again, and still friends, and still like Nightcrawler is able to pull Wolverine, back from being, his rageful self, and like, going into berserker mode and stuff like that. And Nightcrawler kind of snaps him out of it because he knows how to get to Logan because of how many, all the years they've been friends and stuff like that. And so yeah, it's fantastic. The new story leads up to 1 through 7 so far. So this started back last year in September. So this last month, March 5th, this month, beginning of this month, number 7 came out. Pretty big reveal of who the main villain is in the storyline, and then its culmination in number 8, which is coming up in April, because I think it's in April. I want to say, yeah, April 16th, which is Legacy number 400 for Wolverine. So yeah, if you guys haven't read a Wolverine comic in a while, so this series is great to get into. Plus, this is I think it's a giant issue. What they call a giant issue, but it's 64 pages because it's a Legacy 400. So it's gonna have the ending of this current arc, I think, and some more details and like more art and kind of some Legacy stuff in it. So from Wolverine's past. So I don't know if the entirety of the 64 pages is going to be the ending of this story arc, but we'll see. And then after that, it'll continue on. So yeah, current Wolverine still is fantastic, and it'll. I hope it continue. Obviously, it's going to continue because this is the Legacy book. But Mr. Ahmed is killing it with the current story. So thank you, sir. Yeah, so this is their Ultimate Universe that they kicked off beginning of last year, with a couple of different books. So they've started with Ultimate. I want to say they started with Ultimate Spider-Man. It came out in January of last year, and then if anybody had read as new to the Ultimate Universe, it is a completely different universe. This one is not linked to the old Ultimate Universe, because the old Ultimate Universe back in 2005, 6, 7, I think, in the early 2000s, was completely destroyed. All of that is gone. I don't think there's any connection to this Ultimate Universe. It's a completely different story, completely different universe. So yeah, it's just a fresh new take on these characters, just like kind of like what they're doing with Absolute for DC. But yeah, so new take, new writing. I've got the trade paper for Ultimate Spider-Man and for the Ultimates. The Ultimates are considered but basically they are the Avengers. As you can see here, Iron Man, Captain America. I don't know who that is. Must be I'm drawing a blank. I'm not sure who that is in the story, but I haven't read it yet. Of course, that's Thor, and Wasp is in there, Doctor Doom, and then obviously I don't know if that's Scott or Hank yet because I haven't read it. But yeah, it looks cool as hell. I got the trade paper back there on my desk. Oh, Sif, there we go. I was like, why don't you just read, Tim? So yeah. Yeah, so it's Thor and Sif. Okay, cool. So yeah, completely new storyline. It's crazy as hell. The Ultimate Wolverine, I'm current on that. I read the first 2 issues. It's currently hooked me. The story and the world they've built with this story arc so far There's a one-shot that came out as well this past month, or I think it was in January. It's called 1 Year In. It explains a lot of the story too and the world building of the Ultimate universe. All of the nations and stuff are mixed up. It's like nothing you've ever seen, nothing you're familiar with. And basically, there's one person that's leading called I want to say he's called the creator, but it's not the creator. Maker. He's called the Maker. So the Maker has gone back in time, or to a different universe, and basically has made sure that there are no superheroes, or tried to make sure there are no superheroes in this world. And for the lack of his trying, there is. Iron Man's leading the Ultimates, and is kind of taken that on as that. But the other city-states, you can call them city-states, or even like fiefdoms, because the Maker is controlling everything pretty much from the shadows, but he's controlling all these different city-states and these different fiefdoms with, you know, just behind the scenes and everything. Like there's no more United States. It's like a, you know, American Federation kind of type thing. And then there's, you know, Russia is controlled by Magic, Colossus, and Omega Red. Like their fiefdom is controlled by those three, which houses most of the mutants that are there. Along with, you know, Hulk has a giant fiefdom, which is like Southeast Asia and, you know, Pacific Island. I think Australia as well. So yeah, this whole story and stuff is crazy, out of this world, and just very new and fresh, which I appreciate because it's amazing. Yeah, I can't wait to read Ultimate Spider-Man and the Ultimates to hopefully get caught up on the story. But right now Ultimate Spider-Man's like 12 issues deep, 14 issues deep actually. So 15 comes out next week, 10 days from now. So not this week, but the week after. There are 2 trade paperbacks. One's coming out this week actually. So the first one I got back over there on my desk is 1 through 6. And then the one that's coming out this week is 7 through 11. So your local stores may still have 12, 13, and 14 on the shelves to pick those up, but the trade papers, if you haven't been collecting it or caught up with it yet. So yeah, pick it up and read it. It's a brand new universe, and it's amazing. And like so far, what I've read of the Ultimate Wolverine series, it's amazing. And that one shot they had with the 1 year in. So yeah. It looks pretty dope, and I can't wait to read the Ultimates as well. The Ultimates is, I think, as well are 14 issues in, 13. So yeah, the first trade paper goes through 1 through 6, I believe, and yeah, 11 comes out next month. 10 just released this month, so at the beginning of this month, issue number 10 came out. So yeah, people were, I think, speculating what this means. I don't know what it means for the story, but people were hyped on social media about Ultimates 3.0. So yeah, we'll see that unfold, I guess. But yeah, new Marvel Universe, redefining a lot of the characters. I will say this, and I'll give you a little glimpse. Yeah, I guess this actually says it here, but in this story, Wolverine was Logan at one point as people knew him, but he's been brainwashed by Magic, Colossus, and Omega Red through their program, their Weapon X program, and he's their Winter Soldier. So he's their killing machine, basically, that they send out against the Resistance. There's a Resistance group in the world fighting back against the Maker and these fiefdoms. The Ultimates are a part of that, but yeah, they send Wolverine into a couple places, and it was the first issue. There's a big there's a big thing that happens that kind of made me upset, but I'm like, this is something I've never seen before, so it is beyond awesome. So I was like, I was upset at first, and and then I read the first issue, the second issue over, and then I read that one shot, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. So yeah, I wasn't as mad, but it was very shocking, and yeah, he's brutal. Wolverine has always been brutal, and now he's kind of unleashed to be a killer, as much as he was in the past. Or the X-Men have tried to kind of dial him back, a little bit. Tried to in the past, to make sure to kind of curb his rage and stuff. But this is straight up him being like just a berserker, like going off the rails type stuff when they send him in these places. So it's crazy. Yeah, so we can spotlight this too. I am probably going to start picking this up. So the current run of Amazing Spider-Man is coming to an end. I say coming to an end, but these current story arcs are coming to an end. I don't know what number they're going to end at currently, but in April, they're starting off with new writers and new artists. The Amazing Spider-Man's going through another number 1 issue. So this is Amazing Spider-Man number 1. It's coming out in April, but Legacy 965. Starting off with writer Joe Kelly and artist John Romita Jr. If any of you guys collected comics in the last 20 years, you guys know these guys' names. Joe Kelly, very prominent writer for Marvel and DC both, independent comics as well. One of the creators of Ben 10. So if you growing up and watched the like cartoons and stuff as a kid, this guy is one of the creators of Ben 10, one of the writers. So very cool. And John Romita Jr., obviously he's a legend himself, but his father's the legend, John Romita Sr. Very prominent artist in Marvel and DC both. Yeah, can't wait for this. This is a all-star team up. To me anyway, so it seems like to me. So I will definitely be down and starting to collect Spider-Man again. I haven't read an actual story arc for Spider-Man in a very long time. So yeah, this looks amazing to me. Not to keep using the turn of phrase, the Amazing Spider-Man looks amazing. Alright, so highlight this time. So let's get into this. This is the current runs for DC, and DC's been knocking it out of the park and just just selling a ton of comics for their new Absolute series. So the big three, the Trinity from the Justice League, Absolute Superman, Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman. I can't say enough about these. Absolute Superman number 5 just came out this week. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard it's fantastic, and it keeps going with the current story very well. This one's being written by Jason Aaron. Jason Aaron has his 3 books that he's working on that I know of right now. He might be working on a lot more, but these 3 books that I'm reading right now from Jason Aaron he's basically made me a fan for life, because these stories that he's writing right now are amazing. Absolute Superman is killing it. And there's a reason why they've reprinted the first 3 issues more than once. I think they reprinted Superman 3 times now for the first issue, reprinting number 2 3 times, and I think they've done number 3 3 times as well, and it's coming. But yeah, this is these stories to jump in right now. If you're a DC fan and you know the lore behind, the Justice League, because there's more coming. Not just Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, but these 3 so far have been amazing. Batman, Scott Snyder, Nick Dragotta, this is the quintessential Batman book. If you love Batman, it's a fresh take on Batman. Gives you his backstory, his origin, and this new universe, and I can't say enough about it. It's probably one of my favorite books I've ever read. So far, and favorite takes on Batman I've ever read. Wonder Woman. I had never read a Wonder Woman comic before. I know her lore a little bit from obviously watching the movies, but also knowing a bit about history and Greek mythology. So this oh my gosh, this brings everything to culmination of who Wonder Woman is, supernatural stuff, witchcraft, magic, all of that, Greek mythology to the how much do you want, because it brings everything in, and pretty much is probably one of the best written stories I've read ever. Like, this book series so far is amazing. 5 came out this month. I'm up through 5 so far. Amazing story arc. The first 5 books is one arc, and then 6 kicks off with another story arc. So if you haven't read a Wonder Woman comic in a while, or want to read another Wonder Woman comic, especially with this this universe that they're building, hop in. And hold on, because this ride is amazing so far. These 3 comics so far have turned me back into a comic lover, because I was looking for something fresh, and I just had been trolling around and looking on social media and different websites. I'm following what James Gunn's doing with the new DC universe, and following the current Superman. Always been a fan, but I'm what are the comics doing nowadays? And I got into reading about this, and then this started back in October of last year, and I'm oh my gosh, Scott Snyder's writing Batman again. I gotta go pick this up. So I dropped everything and pretty much ran and picked up the first 3 issues as much as I could. I picked up number 3 first because that was currently out on the shelf, and then I basically went all over my local comic book stores that I have, and finally got number 1 and the reissues, the reprintings of 1 and 2, and I started reading it, and I was oh my gosh, I fell in love again. You can't do this to me. My pocketbook is pretty much dry now. There is no money in my wallet anymore because I'm picking up comics again. So yeah, it's absolutely amazing time right now to read some DC comics, the TMNT books. All of this stuff is really good right now. So yeah. Let me go to my pull list. You guys probably want to see this. So Superman came out last week, so did Iron Man number 6. So this week we talked about Cable. This is the trade paperback for the next part of Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man. So this is issues 6 through 11, I believe. So if you guys are a fan of Spider-Man and the new universe that comes out this week, that's the collection of those individual issues. Bug Wars number 2 comes out. I'm gonna pick this up and read it day 1 because I'm hooked on this. But this is the new thing. The Trinity from the Justice League, Absolute, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, they're making Absolute Flash, Martian Manhunter, and Absolute Green Lantern. So those are the next 3 to come out in the Absolute universe. Absolute Flash has already sold over 200,000 comics, are already pre-ordered. So that's coming up. Next week is Absolute Martian Manhunter number 1. I think it's over 150,000 pre-ordered. And then Green Lantern, I want to say it's over 100,000, but I had to double check that because I think Scott Snyder himself, I think he's been keeping everybody up on social media of how much it's sold and how much pre-order there is and stuff. But definitely picking these books up as well because this Absolute universe is amazing. He did say, led to that Wonder Woman does know about the other heroes, or does find out about the other heroes, and there is most likely going to be a crossover later this year, is what he alluded to, with the big 3, so Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman being in the same one-shot issue, I think, or miniseries. So yeah, that's going to be cool. I can't wait for that. But yeah, Absolute Flash looks super good. Super stoked for this so far. Cover art looks amazing. All the variant art looks amazing. So, and this is, I believe it's not Barry Allen, it's Wally West, I believe. Without the mentor, without the family, without the Speed Force. Yep. I think it is Wally West, I want to say. First appearance of Wally West. So, Barry's there, but I think this one, they're focusing on Wally, which is cool. It's the old school, one of the old school cover issues. So yeah, good stuff to look forward to. Absolute Universe is by far some of my favorite stuff I've read so far. So yeah, this week, for at least for March, in the next couple of weeks, and then a couple of weeks in April. So yeah, Absolute stuff's coming out. Bug Wars Cable's coming out. Then Martian Manhunter next week. Wonder Woman, the Street Fighter one-shot with Guile. Ultimate Wolverine continues, and that's next week. And then the first week of April. Hopefully these don't get delayed, but I don't think they have yet because this is still, I think, solid info. To the Absolute comics continue. One starts, so Green Lantern #1, Absolute Superman, and then Absolute Batman #7. Scott's already talked about Absolute Mr. Freeze, so that's the next story arc that comes out after he finishes his current run with the Zoo, is what this story arc is right now. Can't wait for that. Like, Mr. Freeze looks, the cover art that they put out for Mr. Freeze looks crazy as hell. He looks more monster than man, so it's gonna be pretty good. And then Doctor Strange and the Ultimates continue as well. So yeah, Absolute Flash #2. So all of this is the current stuff I'm reading. There's way more comics out there than I can actually keep track of. There's way more stories going on within Marvel and DC right now, especially the current runs of all the Marvel or the DC comics too. I haven't even talked about because I haven't read them, but this is the stuff that I'm into. So this is what I've I say I'm not really reporting on. I'm just kind of nerding out here. This is all of my opinions and what I like, what I am reading right now, what I'm into. So like I said before, if you guys are into any comics and you know of any comics that you're reading at the moment, just leave a comment and tell me about it. I'll gladly start reading it or at least getting synopsis of it, because right now this is pretty much all I can actually probably realistically buy with my money, because yeah, $30 in 1 week, $13 in 1 week is getting up there. It's getting up there for getting single issue comics. So yeah, thank you all, everybody, for my ramblings, listening to me talk about comics and stuff. Thanks for coming in, chilling. Like I said, yeah, leave a comment. I'll be doing these every month, hopefully, and talking about the next issues that are coming up and talking about the current storylines that are happening. Yeah, and just highlighting some things that I found, and we'll talk about it. We're talking comics. So yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's it for this Comic Full Sunday. We talked a good hour about comics. That was crazy. There was a lot. Yeah, we're gonna continue on, start up some Monster Hunter Wilds. Let's get into that, but I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna switch over everything and switch over to my PlayStation so we can start that up. So I'll be right back. Oh no, music stopped. Probably because YouTube stopped my music. Of course they did. All right, let's just bring this in then. All right, let's get into some more Monster Hunter. Try to get this thing done. I know it's an ongoing game, but hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for your patience. Changing over. I had to take my dog out real quick, and then we'll start on this. Let me update my stuff here.
I'm ready to go when you are.
So we're not
just say the word.
Being a bad streamer.
Time for a quick break?
For sure.
There. That should work. Login bonus. I did change some of my settings for my stream, so hope it's staying a bit more stable.
Well, what can I do for you?
Talk to Nada. I guess we're moving on.
Hunter, are you ready to go look for Arkveld?
Oh, okay. Yes. Give me one second, because
I'll be here.
I want to make sure if we are going to go fight this dude, we are equipped with the right stuff. Okay. So, Dragon Element is... That's it. Yeah. I have pretty good Dragon Resist, which is good. What is there?
Hey. Anything catch your eye?
So that would be the weapon to use, okay. At least for elemental damage.
Done already?
I was like, wait, I thought I had it made. There we go. Alright. Okay, let's do... Yeah, let's do that. Still got the weird, creepy octopus gauntlets. At least I don't have the chest piece anymore, and it's not like all the whole time. Stupid. Sorry if I made that gross ass noise and everybody heard that. It was just like, what? Yeah. let's make sure we have all of our items in here. Okay. Yeah.
Yaha.
What's the rest of our things looking like? Let's eat a steak, just in case. Yep. Let's go look. Let's go
Are
look
you
for.
ready to go look for Arkveld?
Whew, allergies.
Me too. Do you really think Arkveld is just like any other monster now?
Whew, sorry about that.
Not sure. It's too soon to say. But that's why we're going. To find out.
Come on, Nata. Let's go finish what we started.
Right.
To the lower stratum.
All right.
Hunter, I've been thinking a lot about the Keepers and the Guardians. The Wyvern milk kept the Guardians asleep in their cocoons, chained up. But the Keepers have been chained too. By the duty we've upheld for 1,000 years. Then Arkveld came and broke it all apart. But it freed itself, with its own strength. It even learned to eat. It didn't care how it was created. It just wanted to be free, to live. This journey has made me something more. I've seen vast sands, lush forests, people, life. Arkveld and I are the same. It broke the chains that were holding me and my people back. I'm sure of it.
Anyone else's fur getting that funny feeling?
What is this? I think it's blood.
Ooh boy. That's all blood he's been feeding for a while.
I don't like this place at all. Some are rotting. Some fresh. Did it... all of them?
Why?
This isn't predatory behavior. It's destructive. We can't let this go on.
There's no other way.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. Arkfeld has become a threat to the continued existence of this ecosystem. It must be put down.
No! Please. Please!
Nata.
If anyone should be angry, it's me. And I hate that it happened. This is the first thing it ever got to decide for itself. To be free. To live strong. Please. Don't do this. I'm begging you.
Kid,
It can't control itself.
my title is Monster
Path
Hunter,
we must take is clear.
not Monster Saver. Sorry.
For the continued preservation of this ecosystem, the Guild authorizes you to slay the Guardian Arkfeld.
Acknowledged.
No, please! There has to be another way! It finally got its chance to live!
All right.
Arkfeld's lost control. It's gone berserk. Don't let your guard down.
You got it!
Come on. Oh, come on. Ouch.
Way to outmuscle that monster!
Nope. Ouch. Did a perfect parry and now I'm getting just tossed around. Yep. Alright. Hello. Had to do it. I was about to get thrown off.
Get a load of these claws! Leave this to me. Shields and back. Got it on the ground.
Come on.
Move it to a new area.
Ouch. Oh, shit. Grab me. What? Come on. Just playing this all wrong. Jeez, come on.
Over here, bub. Not your turn.
Music's pretty epic. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Come on. There we go. Jeez.
Leave this to me. Heels inbound.
Jump off. Come on.
We'll have to park later.
Is he moving? Yeah, he's moving to a different area. Okay. Broke his chain, so I don't know if I broke that off or if it was just something else. Okay. One second. Let me get rid of this person.
Mind if I hop on?
Okay. Guess who's back? Ow. Hey man, you don't have a tail. That was big. Dang it.
Over here, Bob! I'm your target! Leave this to me. Heels and back.
Jeez.
There's some fresh in the
Bruh. I can't see shit. I was doing well. I thought I knew.
out muscle that ballistic.
Oops. trying to see if I could block most of his attacks. I know you lose stamina after that, but... Okay, I guess we'll do this. Okay, a couple more hits. Woo! Yeah. Okay. Guess that's it. What a crazy looking environment though. Like, they did a really good job with all this. Pretty spectacular. Quick switch. Okay. Dang, that took 20 minutes. Ooh. I suck at this game. Didn't hear what he said, but...
So, I'm confused. Why did Arkfeld come here?
Obviously. Good question. This is where the Dragon Torch is supposed to be, right? We already know that Arkfeld was drawn to powerful sources of elemental energy it could harvest.
And this was the mother lode?
Maybe, despite feeding, it still had impulses as a guardian. Either way, I guess we'll never know. Wyveria's energy source. In a way, it's the very heart of this land's ecosystem.
I want to go to the Dragon Torch. It's the last piece of the puzzle. What Arkfeld was after. I need to know.
Let's look for a way forward.
Hey! Over here!
No, there it is, the symbol.
Look.
That's gotta be it, right? But something's taken it over.
It can't be. A guardian?
What? The Dragon Torch? Taken over by...
Whatever that thing possessing it was, had looked ready to awaken at any moment.
What is it?
It is Xochitl. Wyveria created it as their final line of defense.
This is the very guardian that doomed the capital.
We thought it fell dormant. But if it's been drawing energy directly from the Dragon Torch the whole time...
We can't leave it unchecked. Surely there's some way to deal with it.
Without exception, a Guardian cut off from its energy supply will die. If we put a stop to the Dragon Torch, Xochitl will perish too.
But the entire Eastlands are sustained by the energy from the Dragon Torch. If we stop it...
It would affect all life in this region as we know it. Tell me how we can stop the Dragon Torch.
Nata's pendant. As part of our deep knowledge of this energy, we possess a substance to counteract it. Nata's pendant is an extremely concentrated mass of that countervailing power. It was his father's role to stop the Dragon Torch in a time of crisis.
So that's the trick.
Let's calm down. Nata, that pendant is a memento from your father. What do you want to do?
I don't know.
Unleash its power, and this land will be wiped out. The Keepers know the Torch and Guardians better than anyone. Advice would be welcome.
Us? Our forefathers knew little. As for us, we know as much as you. Simple observers have no right to decide the fate of the world.
Even so, someone has to. My vote is to save as many lives as possible. We must stop the Dragon Torch.
Whoa, hold on. After we investigate. We don't have all the information.
You're idiots to throw it away. The world will never see such innovation again.
Says the man who has seen what these menaces are capable of. Or shall we wait for the worst?
Then let me study it, see how it works. Then do what you want. Easy.
Easy's no word to just throw around. This will destroy their natural order. Their society will be completely uprooted.
But at least they won't be dead.
That may be true. But the comparison's not that simple.
Seriously, like what right do we even have? We can't just march in as outsiders and decide.
Right. But we're running out of time. The lives involved take priority. It'll be my sword to fall on, and I will. I can take the pendant.
I'll do it. I'll stop the Dragon Torch.
Nata.
It's what my father would have wanted. This is my role.
I admire your resolve. Are you sure?
Olivia, let us take it from here.
We'll go with him. You're okay with that?
Call on me if I'm needed. I'll be ready.
Nata,
Tashin, wait here for me.
my boy.
I'll be okay. I'm a keeper too.
Okay. The extra things.
Hunter, Hunter, if we don't stop the Dragon Torch, Xochitl will awaken, right? And if it does, terrifying things might happen. This is my job as a keeper. It's what I'm supposed to do. Will you come with me and help me do it? Okay, I understand.
Okay. Yeah, give me a sec. See if there's anything else I can make.
Just great. Anything catch your eye?
Okay. It's got 2 decoration slots there. Cool. I would have to fight Arkfeld again, I think, to get the Guardian Bone.
Got something in mind?
What do we got? Nice. Whoa. What's the resistance? Defense is there, but it's like mostly neutral. I'm not sure what this means, I guess.
This one's a personal fave. What are we making today? Boa. Anything catch your eye?
So we can make him into a tiny little knight. It's fun. It's funny. Yeah. Gives him.
Ready to get to work? Alrighty. Perfection.
I'll be even more helpful now!
Ready to get to work? Alrighty. Perfection. I'm ready to work. Alrighty. Perfection. Come back anytime.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to take into the next fight, but I guess we'll figure that out.
Hunter, if we don't stop the dragon torch, Xochitl will awaken, right? And if it this is... will you... Thanks.
We're almost there.
This has been some journey, huh? Arkveld, the Guardians, the Dragon Torch, and now... Wyveria's secret weapon.
I miss napping on the sandship deck.
That pack of Balahara was... terrifying.
Nonna really had a scare.
You were so cool, though. I was afraid of you at first. Could I really trust a stranger who could cut down monsters like that to get me home? I really knew nothing then. I didn't know that sand could be as thick as fog. I'd never seen someone laugh like Nona during the season of plenty. I'm sorry for not listening when we found Raydao.
The red water? Triple gangers?
The fire spring was so exciting.
Humans, Mudwoods, monsters, we're just trying our best. The Guardians too, especially them. Before meeting you all, I really didn't know anything.
Nata.
It's time the Keepers see their mission through.
much to wake it up.
The dragon torch. To think that little pendant can stop it.
We don't have to do this. There's one other option.
Hunter, are you sure? Right. It's worth a shot, isn't it?
Yeah, let's do it!
Leave this to me.
Watch, Nanta. This is what hunters do.
I will.
Hunters break shit? Is that what we're talking about? Oh, I see.
By my own order. I will slay Zoshia.
Okay. Okay, yeah, saw that explosion coming. Ow. Ow. Can't see shit, bro. Where'd he go? Oh, come on.
Its crystals are regenerating.
I see.
We need to attack them before that happens.
Yes. Can't see anything. Shit, come on. Okay. What? Okay.
Now's our chance!
Leave this to me! Heels inbound!
Come on. Can't ever die. Okay. Yep. Need to back up.
Like an
Fucking gimmicks.
Hunter! Are you alright?
Let's check over your equipment and get you resupplied.
Sure. Okay.
No way!
What? Come on. What the fuck, dude? Wish I could see. Damn, dude.
Leave this to me! Heels inbound!
This is annoying. This camera is awful. Let's just don't be up against the wall. Cool. What the... wasn't the... yeah. It's a cool fight, but man. Half of it's just waiting for him to stop doing what he's doing. I guess if I knew the fight better, I could probably find places to attack. I don't think there's anything else. Poison resist. Okay. Oh, forgot.
Tashin! Tashin!
My boy! Against all odds, you found another way. You hunters are incredible. You chose a path that we never could.
Tashin, we can choose. Arkfeld chose too. It found its own way to live. So did the other Guardians. And now, it's time for the Keepers to step away from duty and truly live. Thank you for everything.
Cool. Sweet. Well, that was a fresh. I say fresh, but it was a welcome. Just, you know, like welcome storyline, I guess. Very well, and the being a hunter is being adversarial in its nature, I guess. You're there to go and kill monsters and stuff in a cruel world. I guess I say cruel world, but you know, in a dangerous world. So, the story is very upbeat and like everybody's there to help each other. The only thing that's like there to really take on the party is all the monsters. So, hence Monster Hunter. Being the first Monster Hunter game played, like, I guess this is more involved story than what was in the past games. Some people like it, some people don't. I liked it, so I just like story. I like narrative-driven games. I like RPGs. So this was this was on the tad bit like let's just say, I mean, I don't want to rate things and give things numbers, like arbitrary numbers, but to me this story was good for what it was. So it was on the tad bit drawn out, but I understand you have to go through all the monsters and stuff and have the epic fights during the story to make it make sense. So looking forward to updates and stuff. I'll probably be playing this more offline. That way I can, you know, grind the armor grind. Might come back to it, you know, during stream as well with some friends, hopefully, and you know, be just doing the late game, late game grind in the gameplay, you know, cycle. So yeah, cool game for sure. First Monster Hunter I've ever played, and it was good. See what the rest of the story is here. More credits, okay. Music is really good. So, shoutouts to the music team and the sound editing. It was very good. Very epic in times when it needed to be epic. Shout out to the Capcom team, man. Like, the developers of this game and developers of the franchise. They've definitely built something very unique. And, you know, keeping the series ongoing. It's definitely different from anything I've ever played. The combat's super fun. Frustrating at times when you don't know fights. Obviously, you're going in blind on a lot of things, but once you get it down and you're able to do the back and forth and dodge and be able to parry and perfect parry and all that, like when you're supposed to, and just figuring that out. Like once you get that down, the combat is just so good. There's some fights that are more intuitive than others, obviously, because you can see and the big epic battles of the giant monsters, and you. Like, I was sitting there, like, that last fight, I was getting frustrated because I was stuck against the wall sometimes, and the camera wasn't always helping me, so it was, it's very hard sometimes, and I looked frustrated, obviously I look frustrated, so apologize if I seem down about that, but it was kind of like I said, I get frustrated, just like anybody. The main theme kick in. Yeah, but that's yeah, like I was saying though, it's part of the challenge of the game. You're gonna have those frustrating moments. You just gotta push through them. I do like going through all the credits of some games, depending on how long they are, because going through the Final Fantasy XIV credits, that takes 2 days. Was it Endwalker took like a good 15 to 20 minutes, like solid minutes, because of just all the stuff, because all the developers. It was crazy. Those credits were long, very long. Yeah, but look at all the studios that worked on this game, though. That's crazy. That's crazy. A lot of people, a lot of teams, a lot of work went into this. So, congrats to Capcom. They've been knocking it out of the park lately. A lot of the stuff they've released in the last few years. It's just the credits rolling, so I'm gonna run some ads. Get the pre-rolls out of the way for people. Looks like we're back from ads, but yeah, credits are still going. Special thanks, we're almost done. Speed tree. Cool.
So they found the Keeper's village. And unraveled the mystery of the White Wraith. They even managed to see the boy home safe. Truly impressive. However, to learn that it was artificial life...
The Guardian Arkveld scoured the land for a more lucrative energy source. By absorbing the properties of those sources, it was able to achieve a higher state of living.
Unfortunately, after learning predation, it became unable to control its intake of wyvern milk. Intoxicated by the surplus of energy, it descended into madness. These were the findings of the expedition?
Yes, sir. But this report has just come in.
Wyveria's ultimate guardian, Zoshia, awoke from its resting place. It fed off the Dragon Torch, the heart of the Forbidden Lands ecosystem, to evolve itself. And by doing so, threw the weather of the surrounding regions into disarray. Cognizant of the long-term repercussions, Avis Unit made the agonizing decision to put Zoshia to rest. A life-altering end. Just as Alma said, that hunter is something else.
Sir, if I may, why do you think the people of Wyveria created the Guardians? For what purpose would they endanger themselves with monsters like Zoshia?
I dare not dishonor them with conjecture.
The details require finesse, but it seems the door is open to diplomatic overtures between East and West. The Guild, I know, is eager to open communications with the Forbidden Lands.
No. We will hold off. Should that branch be extended, it must be from them. More importantly, this Dragon Torch, was it? Uncontrollable energy, upon which an entire ecosystem depends. They intend to continue their research on it, and the artificial monsters.
While it's safe for now, the Dragon Torch and Guardians are in a precarious balance. There are worries surrounding its artificial nature.
My take is this. Both mankind and their creations play a role in the ecosystem. If nothing else, nature will always surpass humanity's expectations. This expedition was not seen through without flaw. But so long as there are hunters, we can handle whatever may come.
Ah, now I got new digs.
Alma! Hunter!
It's digs.
Is it true?
I don't know. New clothes.
Come on.
New threads. There you go. I guess new digs would be a place to live. I don't know.
It's Arkveld's.
The will to live always finds a way. From one generation to the next.
Look at the tiny little hunter. He's got his own little slingshot on his arm.
Good morning. Did you have a good rest? A sand ship arrived while you were sleeping. Olivia has returned too. What do you say we stop by the command tent when we get the chance?
Okay. Well, that was the story for Monster Hunter Wilds. Nice.
Well, what can I do for you?
Let's see what we can build. Let's see build, but let's see what we can make. Pretty much the same weapons, it looks like.
Got something in mind? Yo.
Guess continuing on would be opening up new things. So yeah.
Anything catch your eye?
Got a bunch of talismans. And like the list there, so. Oh, there we go.
Got something in mind?
He's got the same stuff. Alright.
See you later.
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna call it actually. Gotta work tomorrow, of course. But yeah, looking forward to playing this game a bit more. Probably will, like I said, grind it offline, or at least off stream. Continuing on, and then, like I said, I'll come back to it every once in a while. Probably to hang out with some friends, kill some monsters, get some upgrades. Sure, we'll continue on with that. But right now, we're out of here. So yeah, thank you all for stopping in. I appreciate it. It's been fun. Thank you guys for coming in. If you came in to see the Comic Book Sunday, watch me ramble about comics, thank you for that. Thanks for coming in and watch me in the last two bosses there. Super fun. Game is super awesome. For definitely an ongoing game. It's definitely one of the better ones I've ever played. Like again, I say I think the combat's pretty much unmatched from an action standpoint from a lot of different games. But I just played one weapon. There's way more weapons in the game, so that'd be fun to learn. I learned new weapons and test them out. I was just barely scratching the surface probably of what I was playing because. Like I said, being proficient at it and stuff like that, unlocking a lot of the combos and like variants of how to do certain attacks. I was just trying to hack and slash my way through the game and pretty much taking down most of the monsters there. So, but yeah, we're gonna end it there. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Thanks. We'll see you all again. Peace.
Bye!